Hello everyone, this is the start of my marathon content on the channel. I thought I'd do a bit of a beginner's guide, as it were, hints and tips video, whatever you want to call it. I've done 60 hours, 60.9 hours on the game so far. I'm just in a position where I can give you some advice, I hope. So that's what this video is. I'm going to give you some advice about marathon, where I'm at, what I think your focus should be on, some inventory management tips and things like that throughout this video. So I hope it's helpful. We're going to start with the obvious, really, what you should focus on when you first start playing marathon, and it is definitely the contracts. It's so important. So we'll start with factions. Now, every season this is going to wipe your start again, and I believe the contracts will be different and they'll advance the story. This is what the contracts will do for you when you start marathon. It kind of gives you the story of what it's all about or whatnot, but more importantly, it unlocks abilities, skills, trees, and that's the important stuff. So that's why we want to focus on these. You've got 6 different factions. You'll start with one when you start the game, GCROCK, and I would tunnel vision on this as soon as you start. Because what this is going to do, GCROCK is kind of like the intro faction, and these quests or contracts you do with them are going to unlock all the other 5 factions. You want to get all 6 factions unlocked as quick as possible, because when you're playing Marathon, you'll get passive XP for these factions, providing they are unlocked. So do that as quick as possible, so you don't miss out on any passive XP for them, because there's going to be a lot of XP needed to get all these maxed out. You can see I'm currently level 20, 15, 10, 7, 10, and 5. To get these all maxed out, I believe it's going to be level 30, and I'll get VIP status with each faction. So that's kind of like your goal throughout the season, to get it to that position. So getting these all unlocked quick will be beneficial. So yeah, if I go into GCROCK now, you always have kind of standard contracts you can do for each faction like this, which will always reward your XP, but they have priority contracts which reward a huge amount of XP but also story progression. So start with GCROCK, then move through the others at whatever pace you want to, whichever direction you want to go. I've still got some priority contracts here. I've got priority contracts here to do as well. Some here. The PvP Arachme, there's only a couple of priority contracts to do with that one, and then you're done. And then I've still got plenty here to do. I'm 60 hours in, still working through them. But I would pretty much tunnel vision on getting your contracts done, because what they do is they reward you XP for the factions and level them up, and when you go into a faction, then you have an upgrade tree for each faction, and this is where you want to spend resources that you're farming while you're playing the game and your credits to unlock perks, and they're very good perks. So even if you just want to jump in this game to PvP, these perks are going to make that even easier for you as well. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these skill trees and show you everything. You can look yourselves, but things I like with GCROCK, the first faction, you get inventory increase, you get stamina increase or heat capacity increase, you get credit limit increase on how many credits you can hold. When I max this faction out, I get VIP status, and for opening containers I get rewarded credits every time I open a container in game. This is stuff I want, and the only way I can get that is by maxing the faction out of XP and getting it all the way to level 30. So big focus, that is basically the game really, that's what you're doing. That's the extraction shooter element. You are looking to get XP for factions, you are looking to get resources so you can purchase skill upgrades. And that's what you want to do, and you want to tunnel vision on that until you get all of these done, so you got all of the resources you have at your disposal. Now, how do I go about that? I'm struggling. I keep on going into every game and I'm dying every single game. Well, I advise that if you are playing for a contract, you solely focus on the contract, right? Now, you can go in solo, which I wouldn't really advise. Solo is so much more difficult than in a group. However, if you have friends, playing with friends is the best way to play this game. If you don't, I've been squad filling. So when I go to prepare a run, I will, like, I'm currently on a contract on Dire Marsh, right? I'll select the zone. I will get a free loadout. Don't be afraid to use free loadouts when you're questing. Pretty much every single quest or contract on this game can be done with a free loadout. No risk at all. Yes, you have a little bit of a disadvantage with the ammo and the gun that it gives you, and you got no shield and things like that. But if you're just prioritizing a contract and you're just dealing with a few ads and you've got a team with you, it's pretty straightforward for 90% of it. There's only a few contracts that hold any difficulty. The most difficult part is the PvP and players killing you. So try not to engage in it. If you hear gunfire, try and stay away from it. There's shells to help you so you can navigate the map that better and avoid PvP. Really tunnel vision on the contracts and just focus on getting them done. I've been free loadout in everything and just storing an inventory up for later when I do want a PvP and I've got loads of resources available. So let's go over some shells that I recommend for while you're playing and you go through your contracts. If I go back to my loadout, we've got all these different shell options here. Don't sleep on Rook, by the way. We are going to sleep. We're going to discuss Rook in a bit. But all the shell options, you've got Destroyer, you've got Vandal, you got Recon, Assassin, Triage, and Thief. I highly recommend if you're going for contracts, either Thief or Assassin. These are great options. Assassin can go invisible and can do smoke screens, which is very ideal for avoiding PvP and just getting out of tight situations. And then Thief has a drone where you can like recon an area. You can send a drone up, you can pin any enemies, any AI, any real players, you can look for them. But also they have a grapple hook. It enables you to get to locations much quicker. So if you just want to go into an area and you want to be in and out, this is very fast moving. Grapple hooking, go and interact with what you need to interact with or get what you need and then get the hell back out. This is a sort of fast moving character. I really like it, and they're the two that I really recommend. Now if you're in a group with friends, now mixing a Thief or an Assassin up with also a Triage or a Recon that can scan areas and pinpoint targets that way is good. Any of these shells are going to be fine, but the ones I've been using for when I've been going in doing questing is Thief and Assassin. They've been absolutely OP, so highly recommend. And like I said, just go in free loadouts. And then next, I think I just want to discuss loadouts as well and your inventory. So when we are preparing for, we'll call it a raid, you'll click and you'll see a loadout like this. You'll be able to go and buy your free loadout, or you can use what you've got in your vault. And this is my current vault. I am like nearly at max capacity all the time. I'm ready to go. I'm making loads of money. I'm currently over 100k. I'm sure there's people with a lot more, but I'm doing good at the game. I'm getting good money. My aim right now is to get a good inventory of items for me to use, but also have some good money, because as I am progressing through all of my ranks and everything with the factions, I'm going to be unlocking loads of things in the armory, and then I'll just be able to purchase anything that I need then, because I have tons of money and it won't matter about what I have on me. I could just buy things to go in. That's kind of like the end goal once I got all my questing done and I have enough money. But having a good vault of items, you can put together some good loadouts to go into raids as well and really make things beneficial. So I don't really keep, let's have a little bit of an inventory management section here. I don't really keep hold of any weapons. Weapons on the game and the rarity are defined by the mods. So if I just remove my camera while we go through this, because it's that side of the screen. But yeah, weapons are defined by the mods, so I'm not going to keep a hold of any weapons. The only reason I've kept hold of these weapons is because these have talents on them. They both have different ones. This one has enduring, so upon exfil, this item's value will be increased. And this weapon here has bloodthirsty, down hostile runners to increase this item's value. Item's value will be reset if you are downed. So I'll keep the talent ones because they're quite cool, but everything else I can just buy from the armory if needed. And then what I save instead is the mods. So on my mods, these are going to be what defines the weapon's rarity. So if I like a weapon, whenever I want to create a loadout rather than a free loadout and go with a weapon of my choice, I'll go and buy it. And then once I buy it, I'll put mods onto it to make it better. And at the minute, I'm only storing blue mods and purple mods. At some point, I'll only be storing purple mods because they're taking up a lot of space. I'll sell all green mods, all grey mods, just get instantly sold. Ideally, I just want to have a bunch of purple mods in here eventually. That's my aim currently, but I've only got blue right now. But let me show you how this works. If I go throw his weapon on, it's currently a common item, but if I go to my mods, I can throw on, I'm just going to put some random ones on. Obviously look at what they give you on their talents, what they do to decide what you want to throw on. But for now, I'm just going to throw random ones on. It'll tell you if it can go on the weapon. So you notice they've all got crosses apart from the ones with the arrows. So the arrows there I can move over. And that one could only take 2 of my mods currently. But yeah, I was able to put 2 on there. That increased the rarity to a green weapon. And that's how you make the increased rarity of guns, just by the mods. So what I could also do is that can go on as well. I could put that blue one on, sorry. Now it's a blue gun. If I was to throw all purple mods on that weapon, it'd be a purple Good. So, yeah, don't think that there's different rarity in weapons or anything like that. They're not. It's just what mods they have on them defines the rarity of the weapon, which means you don't need to store weapons. If you're storing weapons, look how much space just 2 of them take up in my inventory. It's wasted space. I could just literally go to my armory. They're quite cheap to buy weapons. Like, it's 100 for an over an AR there. Or if I wanted to purchase a green one with mods, I could get that. But I just buy, because I'm storing mods, I just buy the 100 one there, and I put mods on it to make it good. And each faction will sell different weapons and different stuff. So if you like the M77 assault rifle instead, that's going to be 3,000 to buy. But yeah, I just buy that. I then throw mods on it to make it even better when I want to make the loadout. That will save a lot of space by not saving guns. I will obviously save some backpacks. I've got 8 blue backpacks on me right now. That's probably too much, but the different rarity of black backpacks give you more slots. So 16 slots on a blue backpack. I think it goes up to 24 on a purple. But once I've got the ability to buy purple backpacks, which isn't too far away, I'll be able to purchase them. It's 2.8k for a blue one, and it's 8.2k for a purple one down the line. I'll get to a point soon, I hope, where I don't need to have any backpacks saved. In terms of consumables, I'll always keep plenty of heals and shield recharges. Probably too much there, but these are quite expensive to buy, so I like having these backed up so that when I am going in, I've got plenty of heals to take in with me. Equipment wise, I leave empty. I'll just purchase it from a vendor if I want to go in with equipment. Ammo, I keep a lot of ammo ready to go in form of light, heavy, and batteries. The reason for this is, again, ammo can be quite expensive early days. There will be a point where it won't be so bad though, and I won't store ammo anymore. I'll just buy it from the vendor instead. But very early days, I found the worst part about putting a loadout together was healables and ammo. This is why my healables and ammo look like this. I got it stocked up to make sure that if I wanted to go in with kits, I had plenty of ammo and healables to throw on, so I could go a few runs before I needed to buy it. It got to a point where I was having to buy ammo and healables every time I went in. I just free kitted every time for that reason, because it's just so expensive. Again, there will be a point where this won't be an issue though. You can get your cash value up to 10 million once you fully got your skill points out, and if I've got a few million in my bank, I'm not going to worry about buying ammo or heals, so I'll free all this up at that point. And obviously we've already discussed mods and storing mods. In terms of implants, at the minute, I'm not really putting these on when I go in. And I'm doing free loadouts, but when I do put a kit together, I'll make sure I put a shield on at the very least. You can put a head implant on, you can put a chest one and a foot one on as well if you want to, but I'm just storing anything that I get purple and blue right now. I've got my blue shields as well. I'm storing green shields for now also, but anything grey I get rid of, again, unless it's got a talent. Keep an eye out on these talents, by the way, because these talents are very good when you get them. You'll notice text in the background. Again, we've got enduring there on this piece, where upon exfil this item's value will be increased, but on this one we have materialist, where upon exfil grants additional deluxe and superior salvage. Stuff like that is very good. So if I went in on a run and thrown this on and actually put a kit together, if I was to get some superior salvage out, which is very important in this game, it adds to it. It means I get more of it. I'll show you a quick instance now. I recently had that piece on and I found one of these neural installations. I only found one of them, but because I had that piece on that increases the salvage that I exfil, it turned it into 2. This is a very rare resource. I've only actually seen it once in the 60 hours that I've played so far, and I got 2 of them just for wearing that implants. So keep an eye out for things like that. It doesn't matter if it's grey. If you've got materialist on one of your implants and you're putting a kit together, this is very good, especially when you're looking for resources, because it's going to increase the resource count of it when you exfil, which is great for when you're thinking about upgrades, because these upgrades and all of these salvage that you get are what's needed for the skill trees later on to get your skill trees maxed out. So they're very good. Keep a hold of them, but other than that, I'm just keeping a hold of like blue and purple stuff right now, and some shields. And as for cores, again, I'm only keeping blue or hopefully purple as I get them. Anything green or grey I'm getting rid of, unless again it's got some talent on it. They've all got enduring on it, so they're going to increase in value if I use them and get out with them, and I could sell them maybe or something. And that's pretty much how I manage my inventory. Salvage here, every bit of salvage is important. You're going to need salvage for all of your faction skill trees. As you're upgrading, they require credits and salvage. So all of this here is what I use to get my skill trees up as I unlock the ability to spend into them. And then there's sponsored kits if you want to have sponsored kits in there, but I wouldn't store sponsored kits because you just use them for your runs. That's practically how I manage my inventory and how I manage my runs. And that's practically the aim of Marathon. That is it. You've got factions, you've got contracts, and you want to complete all of those contracts. You want to complete all of those skill trees, and you want to get to the end. Once you're at the end and once you got all your skill trees done, I'm not there yet, but I imagine then it's just the PvP side and all the event side and the rare loot side and making more money. There's so much going on in Marathon when you're out in a map. Every single map that you do, there's 3 maps right now. You've got Perimeter, Dire Marsh, and Outpost. There's going to be a map added soon towards the end of the March, which is like a puzzle map with even more rare resource on there. Looking forward to that one. And as each season go by, we might get more maps, but each map has its own events that are going on. There's rare items to collect and things like that you need to take part in these events, and I think that's going to be like your end game for the season. It's going to be going in, taking part in these events and collecting these rare resources. And why you want to do that is the codex. I've been having a good look over this codex, and when you think about the seasonal wipe, this is not included. So every 3 months you're going to get a new season. All of those contracts, everything I've gone over so far is going to be wiped. You'll lose your money, you'll lose all your inventory, you'll lose all your like quest progress, and you'll start again. Next season we'll be starting again like a fresh character. I believe you have a new set of contracts to like advance the story, and there'll be a different way of playing. They said each season's going to be different than the last, which is great to hear. But all that gets kind of wiped and you go again every 3 months. Your codexes are consistent, so this is something you're going to be working towards. And there's some stuff in here that's very, very hard that you're going to want to be at that sort of end game of the season to take part in. And this is like long form to try and get all of these maxed out. Under career, you do have like your seasonal level 1, which will be reset each season, but other than that, this is kind of like your long form goal. You'll go through your codex, you'll look at little challenges and things in here to get all this maxed out. They reward your skins, they reward your items. You can even get titles if you know Destiny. Under career, there's titles here that you can work towards. There's 3 titles at the minute, more will get added in time. And this is going to be another part of your focus, looking at your codex, looking what rewards you want out of the codex, be it titles, be it skins for your shells, or just be it the challenge of completing the codex. And if we go into world, if we go into each map, you'll notice that they have like collectibles, and you've got to collect all of the rare items on that map so many times as well, and exfil it. So again, a lot of these items are going to drop in open world events that happen. When you hover over stuff, it's good at telling you sometimes where it drops and things like that. It's not showing it from this menu, but yeah, like you want to go on each map, complete all the events, collect all the loot, complete all your codex, and having a max skill tree, having infinite funds pretty much, and being able to go out in with good loadouts at that point to take on those public events with real players involved as well, is going to be a big benefit. And then you have your award pass as well, which I'm not too far off finishing already. You'll get your award pass done as you go through each season, no problem. The maximum seasonal level to try and achieve is 100. I'm currently 36 and I'm 60 hours in. That is going to be a bit of a grind to get to season level 100, but that's not for the track. The track here, you can purchase the premium track to get the premium rewards, but there's also free rewards as well, and there's 6 pages to get. Even on the last page there, you get a free skin for the gun, and the premium reward there as well is going to be a skin, so you can decide whether you just want the free stuff or whether you want the premium stuff as well. They're pretty decent. These will reward you with these items here, schemers, which once you've unlocked them, you'll find them within a raid, and when you get them out, they allow you to purchase something so many times. If we go into our loadout again, and go to Armory, you have a list of schemers down the right side. These are all that I found within a raid and extracted. It just means I can buy them at any point. They're still the same price as what they are in the Armory, but they're unlocked now. So I don't need to unlock these. I can buy these, and they'll have a limit. Like, for example, this green backpack here, I've got 5. I can buy 5 of them right now if I want them. If I had that from the start of the game, I didn't have it unlocked on the vendor, I'd be able to buy them. But also in addition to what the vendor can sell. So if you're having a big session one day, GCROCK, who sells these green backpacks, and you can only buy 8 on the reset. Each armory has a refresh every day. I could buy 8 of them right now, but with the schemer as well, I could then go and buy 5 more. And it's actually a little bit better than the one that's in the shop there, because that one has slightly faster health and shield consumable usage on it, which is pretty decent. So schemers are pretty fun. Keep an eye on these when you're playing. When you get them out, you can purchase these then at any time. I've got 5 self-revive kits there as well I can buy if I want to, and things like that. This is going to help improve your loadouts and kits when you want to make them. But that is pretty much everything. That's everything I've learned so far. It's my current focus. Is where I'm aiming for. I am having a ton of fun on this game, and I guess I just want to end the video with don't sleep on Rook. So if you're having some bad times, you're going into games over and over and over. When I go to my loadout and go to select shell, sometimes I'll just switch to Rook. Rook is absolutely brilliant because you can just go in and get stuff. And if you're having a bad time, it enables you to join the game about midway through. And hopefully you're in like a trio lobby, because trio lobbies, by that point, most people will be dead. And you can avoid players. You can just go around and kind of like scavenge what is left over. Sometimes people miss areas, and you can get some real good loot with Rook. So you'll go in with Rook, you'll just loot and you'll just get out. That's the goal of it. And you can improve Rook through your skill tree. Like, you can give Rook a much better loadout going in through all those skill trees to make it even better. And everything you go in with, you can't just extract right away. It's kind of got contaminated on it, where you have to find a resource to be able to get that out, so it gets destroyed on exfil. But everything you find, you get to keep. So if you're going through the skill trees of your factions, I don't know, if I'm looking at my upgrades for GCROCK, I can currently get my next expansion on my vault if I want to, but I'm short on unstable diodes. I need 6 of them. I could do a Rook run. I could focus where they are and go and get them, get out, and I've got what I needed, and it's much easier than going in a proper mode with PvP and whatever. So Rook's very good. Do not sleep on it. And one thing what you want to look at on the maps, if I do go to prepare a run, what you can do is when you go into the map, you can't do it from outside the map, unfortunately, in the menu, but you can press M to bring up your map, and you can click on the locations, and it'll tell you what drops there. It'll say this loot is common in this area. So if I'm looking for those diodes that I just shown you, I could click around the different areas on the map, and it'll show me where they commonly drop. I can head to that area, I can get that resource. So make sure you're using that as your advantage as well. Actually select the things on your map. It'll show you the resources to drop them. There's certain resources you're looking for, then you know where you need to go and farm. You can just go there and get it. And with Rook, it makes it very easy. I tend to pretty much 90% of the time exfil with Rook. I just take my time. I don't PvP. I go in, I get resources, I get out. This is 1, great for making money. 2, great for making resources. It's not great for XP for all your faction and everything, but you do get XP progress for factions. Anything you extract in Marathon is going to give you like XP for your factions in terms of treasures. You'll notice a lot of treasures and things like that on your runs. Those treasures are tied to factions, and if you exfil, they're automatically sold. The more treasures you find, the more XP you get for your factions. So you're always passively working on these factions when you exfil, depending on the loot that you bring out with the treasures and stuff, which is why I said at the start of the video to get all 6 unlocked right away, because it is like passive XP for all these factions as you play in, and you don't want to miss out on that. You want to be making sure you get in. And the final tip, we're going to actually do a game, and we're going to talk through a game now. So I'm going to get my headset on. I know this is a long one. I hope it's been helpful. We're just going to go through a game, and I'm going to show you how you can get some great reward, and I'll kind of like judge every game that I play. Now, when I go into a game, I'm going to prepare. I'm not going to do a Rook run, so actually let's change my Rook. We're going to go to Shell, and I'm going to go my favorite in a minute, Thief. I'm just going to go in on a free loadout. I've currently got a contract myself that I want to do, right? So I've got kind of go for this one right now in a single run. I've got to do that. It's a pretty difficult one though. I might wait for a friend to get on to do that one. I'm going to switch over. I'm working on this contract as well. Only one contract can be activated at a time. I should probably know. But yeah, I still got to find 2 more exfil storage drives. I've got fractal circuits to find as well. So we're going to see if we can find any of them. We're going to fill the squad and see what other people's contracts are. Because in terms of XP, helping other people is great. We're going to go perimeter. I'm just going to throw a free kit on. Simple as that. We got a free kit ready to go. I've got to have fill. Now, I could go solo. Solo, like I said, is much more difficult. I do get more XP gain. I think it's like 20% extra. But if you think of solo, there's 12 different people on the map. That's 11 other people I can bump into doing their own thing and engage in PvP. When I go group and I fill, there's still 12 people on the map, but only 4 teams with the potential ruck jumping in. So I'm going to go fill. We're going to ready up. And what we're going to do when we go into a game is we're going to decide how we play it, really. Are we going to kind of go for my quest? Am I going to go for theirs? It's definitely better to stick with your squad. Some squads will be communicating, which is brilliant. Some squads don't communicate sometimes. It's very hit or miss with Phil's squad. Like, some people do their own things. This is why I free loadout. I don't want to risk it. I'd love to go in with a great loadout, but then if I get a squad that don't know what they're doing and we bump into a team or whatever and you lose it, it's quite infuriating. So I like to play with friends. When playing with friends, that's when my vote's there for. I'll put kids together when I'm playing with friends and there's proper communication and everything. But filling a squad is still very beneficial. Because XP wise, I'm able to go into this map now. I'm able to look at what other quests they have, what they're working on, and they'll show you here. So this guy is working on this. He needs to request and install T-scan protocol south of overflow, and he's scanning tick pods right now. I can earn his XP if I help him get that done. So I know where a couple of them are. Hopefully he goes to them. He's on 1 of 3. Doesn't give you a long time to look, so when we load him, we'll just go and look again. So this person, demonstrate your skill with Sedgen's shells, defeat any hostiles. He just needs to defeat hostiles, so we might get that. I'll get 20 XP if he does that for that faction. Obviously, we've got my stuff I'm working on, and we've got his there. If he scans 2 more tick infestations across the perimeter, I'm going to get 70 XP to help people with their contracts. If you help people with their contracts, then you're going to get more XP for those factions. So while working on your own, sometimes when you jump in, it might just be worth helping the other person get theirs done and getting out for the XP for that faction. Now, on a free loadout, I always throw my ammo down right away. And, yeah, make sure I got the extra ammo. And I am looking for things. I don't think these will pop up, but what I mentioned earlier, if I click on Hola, so if we go to the map and start clicking on things like South Relay there, it tells you the items that commonly drop. So there you go, data drives. Ideally, I want to go to South Relay to get them. Overflow, these items. Hola, these items. North Relay. There's my circuits if I want them. Station. So click on areas when you're on the map. If you're looking for like resources in particular, they will show you what commonly drops there, which kind of tells you where you want to go. We're not going to go there right now though, because our squad's gone over to Hauler. We're going to go over here and go and have a loot. This is a hot area, to be honest with you. To be fair, most named areas are hot areas. You're going to get player encounters because people want the loot from them. That's the whole point. But you can't really avoid them in this game. There's not really a lot of loot. There is some loot, but there's not a lot of loot outside of these named areas. You want to go and loot them. Now, on a free kit, I'll be very careful with the stuff that I pick up. Now, if you're thinking treasures... Oh, I've got a green pack. Look at that. I can maybe pick up a bit more now. But treasures, little treasure icon... Like, treasures are great to pick up because when you get out, it's going to give you faction rewards and XP for whatever that treasure's for upon selling it. But resources is what I normally focus on. Oh, there's a team. Okay, there's a team. That encounter with the team didn't go down well, and we were just getting to the part of like what to prioritize when looting on these runs. So what I've done is I've come back in as a rook, so we can show you how I prioritize my loot when I am on my runs. I think this is quite important. One of the things I see a lot is what do I loot? I don't know what to loot and things like that. Obviously, you want stuff for your upgrades, right? Upgrades, I've said, contracts and upgrading your skill trees are probably the most important thing you want to do. So that's what I prioritize on my runs. Now you can, as I just said, you can get treasures in your bag if you want to. You'll notice on my Rook right now, I've got a green bag on me. I do have space to put stuff on me, which is great. But I don't just want to fill it with loads of treasures for faction XP, you know? Treasures are valuable for that, but unless you're finding some rare treasures, it doesn't give much XP. What you want to focus really, I'd say, is salvage. Salvage is needed across the board. So I will fill my bag with salvage over treasures, and that's what I'll prioritize. I'll always get like a secondary weapon. I'll make sure I have enough ammo on me for the run. But I'll just look round for salvage, and that's what I'm going to put in my bag. So we did just find a green shield. If I wanted that, I could take that. We could store another green shield. We can also take some implants if we want to. There's no harm in just having them on. And when we get out, we can make some money with that. With Rock, by the way, I can just go invisible like this, and they won't do anything. Not invisible. You disguise yourself as one of them and walk into these places and just loot, which is great. But yeah, salvage is going to be my main goal here. As long as I've got enough ammo, healables, and other items. Find a lockbox key, which is pretty cool. I'm going to look for salvage. We're going to get as much salvage as we can. Credits is good as well. I'm just going to loot up. We're going to edit this part of the video. I'm going to see what I can get before we exfil and show you my bag before exfilling. Okay, we've had quite a good run on this one. We even took out 2 players on an extraction. Bit risky. But there's the bodies. Did they even loot this? Oh, they didn't. Okay, let's just amend that. That's a good find right there. And we got a very good bag on us right now. So absolute risk-free run. Solo Rook run. Ooh, as I said, we're mainly going for some resources. I got 3 minutes left on the clock. We got extraction up here near where we spawned. So we're going to hopefully hit this extraction without dying. And I'll just show, in case we do die, I'll just stop and show you the sort of thing I've focused on. It should be a safe spot to do that. So this is the bag that I got. So I've focused on, we've got a mixture of here. We've got lots of resources. I got the 19 diodes that I needed. I needed less than that for my upgrade that I needed. Let me remove my cam. There we go. So we've got our next upgrade. I even found one of those drives, but my contract wasn't active, so I can't use it for that. But I found some collectibles. I know these are collectible. We got a drinkable cheeseburger collectible, greenhouse lab key, so we can use that key, which is awesome. It's greenhouse. We unlock a lab, so we've got that, which is pretty cool. That's off one of the players. Yeah, lots of good resources there, and also some treasures for XP as well. Still got enough ammo and healables to get me out. That's the sort of thing I focus on. I prioritize resources and collectibles, anything rare, and I leave room for treasures if needed. If we found some more good resources at that point, though, or anything like that, I would drop the treasures for the good resources or rare items. Now, with 1 minute to go, when you run out of time, just so you know, you do get a final minute window to hit an extraction.
60 seconds remain.
Ideally, you want to extract before you run out of time, though. So we're going to hit this one here. But if we do miss this, we will get an extraction. I think it's close by. And they'll give you a minute to get to it before you lose everything. So we're going to call this one in now. And we're good. We'll get out on this one. So yeah, if that ran out of time there, a random one would have popped up. I think it's always near to you for that final extraction. And it gives you a minute to hit it, but a bit risky if other players are going for it as well. We should be good on this one, I assume, with the last person in at this point. We've got an ad, so I'm just going to put this up and just stand here as a rook. And hopefully that lasts long enough for this to get us out and no players turn up. If it doesn't, we'll have to start killing them. There you go. Final exfil's online. So that's a last chance exfil. You'll notice it's quite far away, actually. So I wouldn't rely on the final exfil. We're about to run out of this, and they're about to start shooting us. If we go down inside of this, it's fine. But if you die inside of it, you're not fine. So down, As long as you're at the end of the 10-second timer, you'll go. But if someone eliminates you and your bag drops to the ground, you're not. On the end of extraction, you'll know if they're your last person or not, because there'll be a black screen like this. That means that's the last person. If there's still someone in there, you'll go onto their cam. But obviously at that late in the game, that's going to be the last person. That was a super good Rook run. There's over 4,000 in value on the bag there. That's now going to it'll give us some XP as well. Got some good season XP, and you'll notice the faction XP goes up a little bit as well with small increments. That would have been because of the treasures that I got out for those factions, but as you can see, it wasn't like huge jumps. Definitely focus contracts for bigger jumps in XP for the factions, but it still works towards that. And we got some real good items. And on the end screen here, we can have a look at what we have. So 13 items were retained, 3 were transmuted. So these are the items I went in with, which were compromised. They don't come out with me unless I find a resource that allows me to exfil compromised gear. 9 items were auto sold. So one of the collectibles there for the codex. These treasures just automatically get sold. These heals that you go in with as well are automatically sold. They don't come out with you, so you can't just farm heals. 7 items have been auto vaulted, so that's all of my salvage. And I don't know what I did with my key. Greenhouse lab key. Removed from inventory, retained from access during run. I'm guessing my vault's too full, that's why it hasn't vaulted it. So let's go and have a look at that. So 2 codex entries at the end there. Let's go and see what we did. On Rook, we are using a Rook frame. Exfil successfully after eliminating a rival runner. First time we did that. We killed 2 of them. I've killed a few on Rook before, but never exfilled. That's why I stopped killing people. I just went in for loot. And then we got some intel on perimeter, collectible. There we go. Now 4 out of 5 on the cheeseburgers. I need to find 1 more of them, and then I've completed that. And if we go to our loadout, I imagine our vault's full. Yes, we need to do a little quick inventory management. I'll sell Rook's gun. I don't need to keep that. I'll keep the blue things. Ah, there's the key. We want to keep that key. I've got 2 keys now to spend. Claymore can go. Ammo can go. Green can go. We can get rid of that one too. This blue core here also comes with enduring on it. We want to make room for that. So have a quick scan through of what we can remove from our vault. We don't need any of them. I think I might have to start getting rid of green shields, you know, because they're taking up quite a lot of space and I literally have no room. However, I do have room if I buy. I wonder if we can do our upgrade now. We can do our upgrade. There we go. We can do, because we got enough of that diode in that run, we can purchase our vault space. We've now got 4 more rows. And all of a sudden, inventory is fine again. Until we fill that out, where we can go and store those items. We've got 4 additional rows. We've got a little bit of room for maneuver now. So I've got 1 more upgrade to do for that. When I go back to my factions and go to upgrade, that's going to be... I think I need to get to level 28, if I remember. Yeah, I got to get to level 28 and then have the resources again to do it. We're currently at level 20, so a bit more farming. That's basically Marathon in a nutshell. That's all the advice I've got right now, 60 hours in. It's how I play the game. If this video has been helpful at all, do give it a like. Ask any questions down below in the comments. I'll answer as many as I can. I'm going to do some more Marathon videos. We're covering quests. I've got some other fun content to make potentially. But I hope you enjoy the game as much as I do. And if you see that content in the future, I hope that also helps. Until next time, thanks for watching. Take care.